You're in a unique position. As we are, we get to deal with a lot of teams and agents. You get to deal with a lot of teams and agents. What are some of the things that you're focusing on, or some of the challenges that you're hearing about that that seem to be, pretty broad based?
Yeah, one more on listings, and then boy, we could take another 2 hours and go over challenges we hear about on a daily basis. The other thing we're doing with listings, and this goes back to re-engaging those old leads, especially if we've got a middle to upper price point listing. So again, there was a lot of folks we hear daily on our team, or the folks we coach. I don't know what happened, Craig. They were looking at a bunch of homes that they just ghosted me. There is not a buyer on the planet who doesn't want to know about an off-market property. I crack up when agents say that they're going to set up searches for people. Chris, if they found Ojo, or they found Zillow, or they found Realtor.com, they don't need another search set up. They probably have 6 or 7 set up between those sites or a million others. Is that fair?
Absolutely.
But if we can, sorry, go ahead.
No, they do. Look, I do. As someone who's always looking at real estate, everyone does.
Yeah, setting up searches is not our unique value proposition any longer, but sharing with a consumer an off-market property. So we love to take that listing, especially our medium to upper price point ones, and just call up anybody that's a potential match. Hey, Chris, it's Craig Rieger. I know we haven't spoken in a number of months. I know you're looking in Northwest Washington County in Portland, Oregon, and we've got a property hitting the market this Saturday. It's listed at $1.1 million. It's in great condition on a level half acre, and I wanted to share this with you before we open it up to the general public. Do you have any interest in still buying a house this spring? Right? You call up a dozen best fit matches with that script, you're going to get 2 or 3 that raise their hand. So number one, you've re-engaged a group, you've provided a value. It's one of the few things that they can't find online is off-market properties. And then the second part of it is if we're focusing on using that script at our middle to upper end properties, there's a high probability that person needs to sell their home before they can buy. So we're re-engaging, and also we're very much using it as a listing lead source. For issues that we're seeing in the market or consistent problems, if we focus gears and talk about teams.
Yeah.
Chris, I saw you and Jeremiah and a group of Ojo folks, and you're on stage, did a great job at Inman in January, New York. One of the common messages I heard either from the stage or from the networking and dinners I was part of is don't be surprised if 75% of your team is not on your team come 12/31. It's a really high number. And we're seeing across the board that there is a lot of team members and agents for that matter as well that were absolutely slaying it in the COVID market. And because they haven't readjusted to today's market, they don't have the discipline, they're not blocking their calendar, they're not reaching out, providing value, they're struggling miserably. So I haven't lost sight of that 75%. And if I was talking to my coaching clients or anybody on here that owns or manages or leads a team, you can only do so much. Our goal every single day is to give them the strategies, help them with their mindset, potentially give them leads, give them scripts, conversion tactics, opportunities or gold bars to reach out to those leads. And at the end of the day, if they're not willing to put that work in and do the work themselves, I would ask that team owner or that sales manager, why are you continuously going through the brain damage of trying to convince them of what it's going to take to be successful? Put that energy either into your own business or finding some people that are more motivated to succeed in today's market. But that's become a really common struggle is teams with team members are not willing to do the activities, and it's causing a lot of frustration.
Yeah, it does. And some teams will try to create more processes around that, do those things. But ultimately, if we don't have people that have strong desire to achieve, it's really hard to get them to do so. You got to have that desire. And if you're surrounded by people who don't, then you need to look at, who you're spending your time with, as you said.